Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video we are going to discuss more about environmental biotechnology. So let's get started with this. So previously we had studied about some more forests, and in this video we are going to start off from where we left in the previous video. So basically we are going to start from temperate forests. So as you can see on the screen, there are four types of temperate forests, as you can see. So which includes deciduous, evergreen, mixed deciduous and evergreen, and temperate. So their locations are basically the same as we have gone through the previous forests, which includes basically locations such as in the United States, as in Canada, and Europe, China, Japan. All right. So I'm talking about some more specifications, including the temperature, rainfall, and their vegetations, which are their temperatures are pretty much they live in highs and lows. So basically it means that they have a temperature between -30 to -30. So basically they experience hot summers and very cold winters, and the sunlight varies between seasons. They receive a yearly precipitation of about 750 to 1500 millimeter of rain per year, and their vegetations differ to forest. So in deciduous we have they have broadleaf trees. In evergreen we have spruce, hemlock, pine, and fir trees, and in temperate rainforest we have trees made up of redwood and sequoias. So depending on forest we have different organisms as well. So basically all of the organisms have all of the forests have somewhat the same type of species or same type of organisms, which include typical vertebrates, which are the deer, wolf, bear, foxes, and many migratory birds. So moving on from there, so talking about another type of forest, which is the grasslands. All right, so their location is they are found in the prairies. So the prairies is a special term that we introduced now when we talk about grasslands. So the prairies of Great Plains of North America, the pampas of South America, the parts of South Africa, Central Eurasia, and surrounding deserts in Australia. So the prairies are called the grassland areas. So these are found in prairies of these countries as mentioned. So they have a temperature pretty much better than that of temperate forests, which are dependent on latitude, and every and yearly range between -20 to 30 degrees. And their precipitation is good enough, about 500 to 900 millimeter of rain, and their vegetation such as grasses, grasses which includes the clover, oats, wheat, barley, and many other sorts of cereals are harvested here, and others they are found on every continent except Antarctica. So these prairie islands or grasslands are found in every sort of countries, definitely, because these give rise to these important cereals such as oats, wheat, barley, and which is a staple diet for most of the people living in India or in the subcontinent region in Asia. So that's why the prairie regions or the grassland regions are very much common everywhere except in Antarctica, where temperature goes very low. So these are grasses or these sort of vegetations cannot grow. Moving on from there on, as you can see, the temperature and the precipitation curve as we have here. So the temperature goes pretty much low to -20, and good enough at the mid seasons, which is June, July. We have a pretty much good temperature of around 10 degrees, and at December's or before December's we observe a temperature height of about 20 degrees. So it does not have very hot summers, but definitely it has a good amount, it experiences good amount of winter, as due to temperature goes as low as -20 degrees. So talking about precipitation, so precipitation is good enough, I must say, because it receives a good amount of airfall in the month of March. As you can see a spike here, and the rainfall is more or less low in these 3 months such as June, July, and August, but it still recovers in the month of October and November. So definitely a good amount of rainfall receives in the grassland areas. So moving on from there, so talking about deserts. So deserts are mainly found in the north and the south of the equator. So definitely deserts are regions where rainfall is something that they do not receive, and they are found at extremes such as you can see in the map. So these are found at the north and the south of the equator, right? And the temperatures are as high as 38 degrees in the day and average of -3.9 degrees in the night. and their precipitation is low as minus so they receive a precipitation about 250 millimeter per year, and the vegetations include cacti, yucca, xerophytic shrubs of various species, and short grasses. And the organisms include drought tolerant mammals such as desert foxes, burrows, jackrabbits, high diversity of snakes and lizards, tortoises, and desert adapted birds. So definitely these are regions, as you can see in the map. There are some regions of Africa, South America, North America as well, and the Asia as well, and the Australia as well. So these are regions where rainfall is pretty low, and as you can see the vegetations are accordingly, and there as you can see the typical vertebrates adapt to those conditions as well. So moving on from there, so here we have another graph for the temperature as well as precipitation for desert. So it definitely receives a good amount of temperature heights as it's a desert. So it receives around 30 or more than 30 at some regions. In subcontinent reaches to about more than 45 degrees Celsius, and somewhere in Rajasthan it has reached to about 50 plus. So definitely temperatures are always high in the month except December, January and February. So these 3 months are cold months where it receives up, it does not have that much of temperature, and definitely the cold seasons are not very cold. Also precipitation is very low. As you can see, there is almost no rainfall in these 6 to 7 months, and very little rainfall or scanty little rainfall in the starting and the ending of months. Alright, so moving on from there. So talking about another type of forest, which is the tundra. So tundra are located in regions south of the ice caps of Arctic and extending across North America, Europe and Serbia. So definitely it is not present everywhere. So as you can see, tundra regions are white regions as present in the map. So these are tundra regions. As you can see, the Iceland is one of the tundra regions called, the Alaska is one of the tundra regions, Canada is tundra region, Greenland is tundra region, Serbia, all of the northern part of the regions. So no, all of the regions which are closer to the ice caps, as you can see, south of ice caps of Arctic region. So all of the above parts are mostly tundra regions, and they have a temperature of about minus 40 to 18 degrees. So definitely they are very cold, and their summers are very light. So their summers are very much they do not receive any height of temperature, but they can go as low as minus 40 degrees. And definitely they receive scanty rainfall of about 150 to 250 millimeter of rain per year, and their vegetations include almost no trees due to short growing season and permafrost. So definitely there we can see lichen, mosses, grasses and shrubs, and these include some of the vertebrates such as reindeer, caribou. We can see snowy owls, grizzly bear, brown bear, wolf, Arctic fox, and some more organisms or some more animals, as you can see. So tundra region is one of the coldest regions, as you can say, are present close to the Arctic region. So moving on from there, so here we have another graph for the same. So temperatures are pretty high, as you can see. So definitely it goes low as minus 40, as you can see, the month of January, as also in the month of November, December it goes less than 0. So this is the region, as you can see. So this is the demarcating line, and these are the number of months, as you can see. So you can see around 8 months or 7 months in which the temperature is below 0 degrees. So, and there are hardly 5 months in which you can see the temperature is above 0 degrees. So definitely these are regions which remain under the cover of snow almost most part of the year, and their rainfall is very low. As you can see, the starting 4-5 months are very low, almost no rainfall. So moving on from there, in the mid of the year they receive some amount of rainfall, and as to the end they receive less amount of rainfall. So the rainfall is very low, and the temperature is very less. So moving on from so talking about the next region, which is the taiga region. So taiga region has temperatures of about minus 10 to 20 degrees. So it has average summer temperature is 10 degrees. So definitely it is not very cold, but it is not very hot as well. So it has a good amount of temperature. I must say it has an ideal temperature, which summer has a temperature, average summer temperature is 10 degrees, and it receives somewhat average amount of rainfall, which is 300 to 900 millimeters, and it has vegetations include coniferous and evergreen trees. Locations are very much close to the Arctic region, which is the Canada, Europe, Asia and United States. So others are coniferous forest regions have long cold and snowy winters and warm humid summers, well defined seasons, at least 4 to 6 frost free months. So definitely these are better regions than the tundra region because it is not that cold, but not that hot as well, as I mentioned. And here we have again the graph for the two. So it has a good amount of temperature in these 5-6 months in the mid of the year. So in the starting of the year we have less temperatures, as winter during winters it has -10 degrees or below than that, or in the end part of the year, or November, December, they experience low temperatures. Also we have seen average amount of rainfall and good amount of rainfall in the mid of the year or mid seasons, as you can see in the month between May and October. So good amount of rainfall they receive, and the starting and the end of the year they receive very less rainfall. So moving on, so talking about the terrestrial habitat. So we now discussed about terrestrial, all of the habitats we discussed that comes under terrestrial habitat. So terrestrial habitat have some of these plants, as you can see in the pictures, such as bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and geosperms. So these are present in regions as mentioned in the forest, not all of them, but some of them do have them. So all of the forests come under terrestrial habitat. So these are some of the four important plants, or four major terrestrial plants which comes under the textus of bryophytes. So bryophytes include mosses, pteridophytes includes ferns, and gymnosperms are conifers, and angiosperms are flowering plants. So this is the first, this is the second, this is the third, and this is the fourth. So pretty much simple. And as you can see, mosses, ferns and conifers and flowering plants are something that is very much common in regions where they do not experience, or they might experience very low temperatures or high temperatures. So from there, so these are our terrestrial habitats are definitely inhabited by microbes, which include bacteria, fungi, protists and algae. So and these are inhabited by terrestrial animal texts, which include insecta, reptilia, aves and mammalia. So insects include insects, definitely all of these insects. Reptilia include reptiles, as you have seen. Aves include all the birds that we have here, and mammalia are all of the mammals. So these are all common animals and other organisms that we see in every sort of forest. So talking about freshwater habitat. So till now we discussed about terrestrial habitats. So moving to freshwater habitat. So in freshwater habitat, around 3% of the world's water, which include basically, so freshwater includes 3% of the world's water, and 3/4 stored as ice and nearly 1/4 stored as underground water. So definitely 3/4 is stored as ice, which is a huge portion, and 1/4 is stored as underground water. So these freshwater habitat include rivers, lakes, ponds and streams, and these are classified under two types, which can be lentic and lotic. So lentic can be standing water, so this is the standing water, and this is the running water. So lotic is the running water, lentic is the standing. So talking about some of the regions that comes under freshwater habitat, which are littoral, limnatic and benthic zone. So subhabitats based on the regions of the sea, river or any ocean. So these zones are given by euphobic zone. So these are illustrated with the help of euphobic zone. So talking about littoral zone, which is the uppermost part of a river or an ocean, or the shallow water region. Alright, so this is the shallow water region with sufficient heat, light and oxygen penetration. Talking about the limnatic zone, which is below the littoral zone, so which is rather deep. So the depth of the effective light penetration is known as compensation zone, and it is dominated by both phytoplankton, zooplankton and variety of freshwater fishes. So mainly the organism survives or lives in the limnatic zone, because it is rather present at a bit depth than the littoral zone, and they do receive proper light and all of the nutrients that are present. On talking about the deepest zone where no light penetrates, or the bed of the sea, which is the benthic zone, which is the coldest and the deepest part, and it is dominated by decomposers. So these are some of the regions of freshwater habitat. So let's just keep this video till here. I'll be soon back with another video. So stay tuned and thank you for watching this video.